What's going on, y'all? We are back. The Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka The Whip Show on 106.1 FM, WAKT Toledo's community radio station. Now, right now, I feel bad for you guys if you're only listening on the radio, because I got two of the most beautiful professional wrestlers in the world on the show today. Yes, you guys know them. They are the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Nic Nemeth and his amazing brother, Ryan Nemeth. How are you guys doing today?
And that's like when they introduce a vaudeville act. Nic Nemeth and his amazing brother.
Yes.
We're doing
They're
great. We're
already
champions.
showcasing
We
the
beat the
wonderful
Hardys, man. I
TNA
pinned
titles.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. We're the friggin' tag team champs of the world. We're rocking and rolling. We're doing the media. We're excited about coming back to Tempe, Arizona next week against all odds and an Impact taping. It's 20 minutes away from my house. I'm very excited about it. We're West Coast guys these days. So it's very cool to be able to come back here and have some friends, family, and the crowd show off from and show off these titles to them.
And that's what I want to let you guys know
one
out
of my
there.
worst
Everybody,
enemies, Leon Slater, who kicked me in the face, and I had this black eye. I just want to get that out of the way.
Leon,
great
for
wrestler,
real.
but I hate that guy.
Well, guys, I want to make sure everybody heard that TNA will be in Arizona June 6th and 7th, starting off with Against All Odds at the Mullet Arena on the campus of Arizona State University. I know you got your tickets already, but if you don't, you already know what to do. Go down there, flood Ticketmaster, and grab your tickets right now. Not tomorrow, right now.
You got to get there against all odds. You got to be there.
Now, with that being said, man, guys, you are firing on all cylinders. TNA is firing on all cylinders. And you just talked about being the TNA World Tag Team Champions. And I love you guys, but I got to ask you, why in the world would you mess with the Hardy Boys? You know they're amazing.
They are amazing, but I think Nick's got a great vantage point on this and about the history of them as a team and when chapters end and begin,
Yeah, I didn't, it's one thing to say like, hey, step on some toes, try and get ahead, step on some throats, make something happen. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not go after the best, not go after the greatest tag team, not go after the champions. That's what you do. So finally, we had a couple of matches together. We did a little trial run a couple of months ago and said, wow, we could really make something happen here. And after putting together a few wins, we said, we might as well go after the best and see how it is. Yeah. And we put them down and pinned them. And Ryan pinned Jeff Hardy, and we are now the tag team champions. So that's why you do it. You don't say like, hey, man, this guy is my favorite growing up. I guess I'll just never try and face him and just hope for the best. Like, no, you go, hey, I'm going out to look at the best in the eye and say, we're going to take these titles from you and we're going to take the title of Best Brother Tag Team from you. And you got to start somewhere. We start cementing our legacy that first match. When Ryan pinned Jeff Hardy and we became the tag champs, that's when it started. The Hardys have almost 40 years of being absolutely awesome at their job, dominating, having the crowds behind them. They still have them behind them. But now we're getting a chance because we proved ourselves. We didn't just say, hey, can we get a shot? You got to prove it. You got to show up. You got to step on some throats. You got to stab some people in the back if you want to get ahead. And we're in the middle of doing it right now. We are building our legacy as we speak.
We are the champions, and we're going to keep these titles for the next 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, maybe 150 years. All right, so it could be anybody from TNA. It could be anybody. I guess now we let NXT talent challenge for titles. Well, we need to keep an eye on our backs because we have what everybody wants. That's it.
You guys heard it out there. He just said it. They're going to be the Infinity Tag Team Champions. Yes. Well, Ryan, I want to talk to you directly, man, because your brother just said it. You pinned Jeff Hardy. Woo! I have never said this ever in my life. I've always been a Ryan Nemeth fan, but there were people out there that might have said he doesn't even have a name. He's just Nick's brother. But you're doing your thing now, bro. You're becoming one of the best heels in professional wrestling. And how does it feel taking that negative energy they used to say about you and throwing it right back at them?
Well, they still say it about me. In fact, I think it got a lot worse. Whenever I do check once in a while, see if anyone's talking about me. Mostly they hate me. And I think that they're very real hatred towards me for whatever reason from some other company or real life things or things they've read or heard. Or just they resent me for being a brother of someone that they love so much. Okay, great. I mean, whatever they do, who cares? They're not the ones hiring me and paying me to be awesome at wrestling. So I don't know what to say. This you don't just get these. These don't just show up, you know. I didn't just go, hey, I'm Ryan Nemeth. Can I have one of these? No, the company is trusted that there's a bond and a cool chemistry between Nick and I. And it's obviously working. It's part of the jet engine, many jet engines that are TNA right now. And it's going really well. So if you're not on the Ryan train, I feel sorry for you.
You heard it. Now, Nick, I want to talk to you about something right quick. He just talked about being on that jet engine that is TNA. I actually got a chance to talk to you a little bit before Bound for Glory back in Detroit. And you were talking about when you first came in. You've been here for a good period of time now. We know you have a legendary career, but how do you feel about this upswell of energy that's going on in TNA right now, man?
The reason it's happening right now is because a year and a half ago, it started with me showing up.
Talk to
It had been, like, let's call it what it is, though. For years, TNA has been scratching and clawing and making things happen, and have amazing rosters, awesome matches, just not as many people knew about it, where to see it, what to do. And now the word is out. I showed up in Vegas at Hard to Kill, and everybody started talking, and then they got to realize that this roster is absolutely phenomenal, and we're adding pieces every step of the way. So as much as we're caught up, we're like, hey, man, we're awesome. We're the best tag team. The tag team division is hot right now. We got the Rascals. You got First Class. You got Northern Armory. You got the system constantly we're watching our back for. The best part about this is the competition. We have an entire roster full of people, some young up-and-comers. Leon Slater, who could do anything and is going to be champion and running this entire place one day. We have the Knockouts division is absolutely rocking and rolling with young up-and-coming girls and vets. We got Ash by Elegance, Heather by Elegance, and you got Mila Grace and Harley Hudson and everyone in between. And it is such a great time to be talking about TNA right now, but it started years back. And a big catalyst, I think, was me showing up at Hard to Kill and letting everybody know, like, hey, man, I feel better than I ever have before. And for 20 straight years, I barely had a sick day or an injured day because I hate to be away from the ring. I want to outdo myself. And now together, Ryan and myself are making this slowly but surely cementing our legacy. And we're going to become one of the greatest tag teams of all time. At the moment, we beat the Hardy Boys, one of the greatest of all time. So we are now better than them, but we are rocking and rolling and not looking back.
Yes.
I love to hear this, man. And that's what I want to go into also. You guys have been doing this for years. Like you just said, 20 plus years for yourself. How do you maintain such immaculate looks and just stay so locked into the business? You guys are doing comedy shows, you're acting, you're doing everything out there, but you still know that wrestling is what it is that brought you to the dance. Talk about that.
Real quick, speaking of comedy shows in Detroit, we're announcing formally here that we're going to be one of the headliners for the Detroit Improv Festival, which is going to be the second weekend of August in the Detroit area. So there's always a lot of really great improv and sketch comedy shows during that festival, and we're psyched to be part of it with our Second City buddies from Detroit and LA.
Hell yeah.
Just got to get that out
there. Now, I'm sorry, what was the question again? Because I got lost in it.
No, well, like he was just talking about doing comedy shows. You guys act as well.
Still looking good. Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of work done, but also you guys have no idea how many bro kicks I've taken to the face, not even on television, let alone the televised ones. And I've still been able to bounce back. So, thank you. Yeah, you know, all my surgeons, big shout out to them. But also what really, there's some, if you look close, there's some bags there because I don't sleep a lot. Ryan sometimes gets his time in, but I do not sleep a lot because if I didn't do an 11 out of 10 in my match, I lie awake wondering how I can fix it and make it better and waiting to get back into the ring. So somehow in this world to where I can distract myself with some comedy and Ryan can do some acting or some writing or we do sketches or hunkamania or even improv, we find a way to constantly be, I'm a workaholic. If I'm not in the ring, I want to be performing somewhere. I wasn't held enough. I need everybody looking at me at all times. And I need to be able to deliver when they're all looking at me. Because if they're not, then I'll be not sleeping again and back to the drawing board and rewriting some things. So I love working. I love doing things. I don't ever want to stop wrestling. And like I said, I thank you for saying I look great. I do. And I play it off pretty well. But also my body is relatively pain-free for someone who didn't take more than 2 weeks off in 19 and a half years.
Shout out to your parents too. I know you talk about them all the time, man. I mean, good genes, my boy.
It's some genes. We also hit the gym pretty hard, and I don't take any days off. But yeah, please, Ryan, you know, it could be Ryan's genes, I guess.
He speaks on if he doesn't have an 11 out of 10, he keeps him up at night. Not me. I sleep great.
How do you sleep at night? Quite comfortably. Okay,
No
yeah.
matter what happens, I get enough rest, and I think that aids in my youthful appearance. I used to not get a lot of sleep, and I made it a priority. It's happening.
That's what's up, man. Now, I got to talk about this, man, because we just talked about the legacy of TNA and how far it's going. But Nick is somebody that you done had some battles with that did something that's really bad. You talked about it on your other radio show. A certain Joe Hendry let Trick Williams take something away from you guys, man. How do both of you feel about that?
I don't want to say heartbroken. I'm more pissed off as an employee, as a wrestler, as a former TNA world champion, and as someone who sang Joe Hendry's praises for over a year. I've done tons of media since the 16, 18 months I've been with TNA. I've been doing media almost every single week, sometimes multiple days a week, nonstop, because I said I would love to be the mouthpiece for this place because I love it. And anytime Joe Hendry broke some record with downloads or links or likes or clicks or whatever, I was the first person to congratulate him, said this guy is got the entire world talking about him. When he comes out, it shows up at WrestleMania, the entire place blew the roof off. That is all amazing stuff. And you get patted on the back when you do great work. And he has got tons of eyes on TNA that would not be here otherwise. That being said, when you have that championship, which he beat me for, you have a lot of responsibility. One night he was better than me. And I manned up and said, listen, you got me that night. If we run it back again, 9 times out of 10, I'll beat the hell out of you. But you know what? You got it. And I'm a man. And I shook your hand and said, go represent TNA as best as you can. You're our guy. And he's done a great job. But now the fun and games are over because all of a sudden someone who doesn't work for us, a very capable, possible 20-year world champion for WWE one day. But right now, Trick Williams, who does not work here, is now the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And it ain't because of me. And it's not because of Frankie Kazarian. It's not because of the tag team champions. It's not even the relationship with WWE, NXT, TNA. Joe Hendry got pinned. He lost. So if we're going to say when you do great things for this company, we got your back and we let everybody know, hey, this guy did this. He also does the bad things. He didn't have what it takes on any given night and he lost. So when you represent all of us at TNA, it really bothers me when you don't go 10 out of 10 every damn night because I built a career on it. And even then, I didn't always get world title shots. In this case, it's time for him to man up, figure something out, because next week in Tempe, I'm going to have to hold a meeting or something with either in the locker room, away from the people behind the scenes, just the talent, and say, hey, listen, man, we all make mistakes, but right now I'm real pissed off that we don't have our title here. So you go figure out a way to get it back. We had your back and we have it still, but you got another chance to get this title back. I don't care if it's him. I don't care if it's Santana. I don't care if it's Moose. I don't care if it's Ryan. We get that title back somehow because it belongs here. I love the relationship between WWE, NXT, and TNA. It has been absolutely fruitful for both sides. It gets everybody talking. TNA has been on a hell of a run for the 18 months I've been here, and it is rocking and rolling, headed towards Slammiversary. We need that title back. Trick Williams is amazing, and he's going to be a badass dude for a different company for a long time. Let's get that title back. Let's have some pride here. Let's have a TNA champion be TNA champion.
Yeah, listen, I think when Nick says wrestler's court or put down the law, however that is, it's not going to be some kangaroo court. I mean, it's not going to be some kangaroo court where we're steamrolling Joe Hendry. Listen, I think he deserves a chance to redeem himself. And, like you said, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has great nights. I say, I hate the guy's guts, obviously, for many reasons within the TNA world. But he was champion and he earned it somehow. You can't just open the door and drop it like that. Like, come on, man. Also, we need to know that these are going to be sought after not only by our TNA peers, but by apparently anybody in NXT who just feels like it. So yeah. I guess we can thank Joe Hendry for letting us know that we're going to have to defend our titles against people from different galaxies now, I guess.
Speaking of people from a different galaxy, you guys keep doing amazing segues, just like you guys know how to do this media thing. I love it.
Can't wait to see where this is going.
But man, there's also been another thing that's been connected, AAA. And Nick, you're going to be again representing TNA. You're putting TNA on your back, man. How does that feel to go against another promotion and really represent those 3 letters?
I've had a lot of pride in my work since day one, where whatever company I was in, and I've gotten to a point where people expect a certain amount of when I go out there. I'm not leaving anything to chance. I'm leaving everything out there because I have to. And when I was representing TNA in AAA, I was proud to be the mega champion. I was through the roof to even have a shot, to be there, to be a part of it. And now Ryan and myself will be taking our tag titles there. I don't even know what we're doing. I'm just happy that we're one of the very few who've been invited to be a part of it, and we're going to make something happen. When we go out there, we're going to represent TNA the right way. We're not just going to go smiles and laughs and like, hey, look at all these clicks we got, because at some point the bell has to ring and you got to be able to back it up, and not 99 times out of 100. 100 out of 100. That's what makes a real champion. That's why we still have our titles.
As champions, we're undefeated right now. I would like the listeners to know that as well. We've yet to lose as champions.
Y'all heard that. They undefeated. He already said it earlier in the show. They're the Infinity World Champions. You're never getting the belts, ever.
No, never.
Well, real quick, guys, before we get out of here, it's 2 more questions I want to do, but the first one is real simple. We talked about how great the locker room is in TNA. Both of you guys have had some great matches, man. Who do you really think we should look forward to go to the next level? I know you said Leon Slater already. And what was one of your favorite matches you've had in TNA so far?
Slater's the easiest one, because 18 months ago, my first TV taping after I debuted, I watched him have an explosion match, and I went, I don't know who this guy is, but he needs to work here for the next 10 years, and we should build the company around him. That being said, personally, I got some issues with him at the moment, and that's fine. My first pay-per-view match was against Steve Macklin here, and we beat the hell out of each other. That dude hits hard as hell. He's like doing some of his best work. I'm really happy for him and proud of him. And I really like, he's someone that that when you're getting punched in the face, you got to punch it back or you're going to get eaten up alive in that match. And that's been a blast for me. Steph DeLander's been doing great. Matt Cardona's been awesome. We just got Myla Grace and Harley Hudson from the UK finally off and running. Zaya Brookside, she's been great, and she's got 100 more years of doing this. First Class as a tag team has been getting every segment talked about and like rocking and rolling. Ash and Heather by Elegance. They now have M in their corner. They're rocking and rolling. Their concierge. Knockouts.
Rosemary.
X Division. Rosemary. Knockouts. X Division. Men's division. Tag team division. We are firing on all cylinders, and that's what makes it so exciting. Like when you're doing these media days, you can just be like, "Yeah, we got this show. Here's where it is." Like, no, dude. I am fired up about this entire roster. And then we have people from NXT and WWE who just might show up. So we don't know what the deal is, but we know we'll be there every Thursday for Impact. And if you show up, we're not backing down. I don't care where you're from. AAA, WWE, NXT. I don't care. Let's go.
Doesn't matter.
You heard it. Now, Ryan, what about you, man? What's one of your favorite matches you've had so far?
A match that I thought was one of my favorites, plus I was so happy it happened at all, was with a very well-known name from TNA, Frankie Kazarian. So while we were in AEW, were scheduled to have a match in Las Vegas one time before one of the pay-per-views, and we were both very excited about it. We had a nice amount of time, and then right beforehand they switched it and said, "Nah, we're scrapping that match. Ryan and Takeshita instead." And we've always thought, man, every time we talk and see each other, remember that match we almost had? That would have been a good one, yeah. And so we had a chance to have a singles match one of the weeks that Nick was not at he was suspended, I believe. And Frank Kazarian and I had a match. And it was really special to both of us to be like, all right, finally, we're doing the thing. It was a different version of the match, but it was nice. Great to get in the ring with someone who's so iconically part of the DNA of TNA. Hey, that rhymed pretty good.
I get it, man. Well, last but not least, before we get out of here, and guys, thank you again for your time. I know the listeners are loving it. I hope you guys have been enjoying yourself too. But there's one segment I do. It's called the Mark Out Moment. And it is really simple. And I'm not saying you go screaming like a little child, like, oh my God. But even though you're Ryan Nemeth, even though you're Nic Nemeth, that one moment in your career, you're like, yo, I can't believe I'm wrestling in this giant venue with all these people. Or maybe I'm on a plane and I met this one person knows exactly who I am. I can't believe they know who I am. What was that one mark out moment that both of you guys have had?
Ryan, go. Ryan, lead the way.
I had I had two of them. One of them was actually I don't know, half a year ago, whenever it was in Chicago, when I think we were all laying in the ring, all beat up, and then obviously I don't have the same feeling, but at the moment I heard Jeff Hardy's music start, and I was like, whoa, Jeff Hardy's coming to TNA, and I'm in the ring not knowing that was pretty cool. Now, I mean, he's one of my worst enemies. Of course, we've come to blows with these guys, but at the time that was pretty cool. I was like laying in the ring thinking, this is one of those moments that's cool to be part of. Second one, more recent. It was I told Nick this earlier. My girlfriend's in the new Final Destination movie, and on the way to the premiere, she at the studio sent her a special driver, and he's nice and asking her about the movie and driving us there. And he picked us up afterwards. This is the number one movie in the country right now, in the world right now. It's doing great. And we get in the car, and she's like buzzing. It's her big debut, and he says, I figured it out. I got Ryan Nemeth in the car, pro wrestler, tag team champion Ryan Nemeth. Oh my God, I love wrestling. And she says, hey, this is my big night. And he said, yeah, I know, but I've been a wrestling fan for 40 years. So that was another moment where I was like, man, TNA is really hitting it right now.
Nice. Nick?
Let's see. It's like, man, I was in the ring with someone I ended up wrestling 200 times every Monday because Vince just kept saying, man, these matches are great. It's gonna be you and Seth again, and we're like, again? I'm like, how can we do this? And it's like, well, we'll find a way. We'll switch it up again. And we just kept going and going and going. And then one time we had a Survivor Series match, and it came down to me and Seth, and we're beating the hell out of each other for almost an hour. And then all of a sudden, Sting comes out. And it is one of the most absolutely crazy things that I never thought in a million years I would ever see, let alone be in the ring while it happened. And Sting coming back, I'm laying on the ground, exhausted, just going, I can't believe this right now, that Sting is in the ring right now. So you can still be, no matter how bitter and how I've seen it all, done it all, been out there. I've been out there fighting with Vince McMahon against Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then I came to TNA. I got friggin' Frankie Kazarian. This is where Robert Roode ran the place for a while. Kurt Angle, my hero. This guy's here. Seeing Kurt Angle and Lance Storm and shaking their hands and having them say a compliment to me is the coolest thing that could ever happen. And Kurt's my absolute hero. And Lance is right up there too. But I get to work with Lance every day. He gets to help me out, and which is sorry for him, but great for me, because he has such an awesome mind, and we think the opposite in every spectrum of the entire world. But when it comes down to good wrestling, we have similar ideas and we fight about it. So it's things like that, like behind the scenes, like Lance helping me make my match the best damn thing that anyone saw all night. And we still, on a current basis, it happens. And in the place I used to work in New York, having Michael Hayes backstage and throwing ideas around. And I'm like, you crazy old man, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And we're like an old married couple fighting with each other. And one night he'd be right, and one night I'd be right. And I'd come back, and I told you. And then we go laugh and have a beer or something. But sometimes I come back and I'm like, damn it, you're right. But it's like having these guys that you looked up to for 50 years that you're heroes, and they see you on the same level. And sometimes you're right, because you're all thinking about making wrestling the greatest damn thing in the world, which it is.
That's what's up, man. Guys, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and everybody out there listening. Let me make sure y'all hear it again. June 6th and 7th, TNA is at the Mullet Arena Against All Odds at the Arizona State University. And it's a TV taping the next day. Make sure you get your tickets ASAP. Nick, Ryan, take care of yourselves. Oh, and Nick, you still don't want to tell us? My ear is open. What JBL said to you? Or you want to keep it to yourself? No, never mind. Keep it to yourself.
Nick, make sure to subscribe to TNA Plus.
He told me make sure you subscribe to. No, I still want to keep that. There's a few things left in the world that people don't, and I am a vault when it comes to really important stuff. One day it might be revealed. At the moment, this is the best. Not having everybody know everything that's ever happened. It's a secret for now.
I feel you, fellas. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night, fellas. See you at the shows.
You got it. Thanks, buddy.